Donald Trump, Canadian Dairy, and the Truth. I'm Brian Lilley with the Rebel.media. Ever since Donald Trump said he's got his eye on Canada's dairy and our unfair trading practices, well, Canadians have been up in arms. They've been donning their Team Canada jerseys and running to the barricades to defend supply management without really understanding what was going on here. Donald Trump made his first comments in Wisconsin. He was there to sign a bill about hire American, buy American. It's a protectionist pattern, and it's something that goes on with Democrats and Republicans. And then he made comments about dairy. This was brought about after the Democrat governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, and the Republican governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, had written to them saying, hey, look, Canada and Canadian practices are hurting our dairy industry. Now, Trump had a point in saying that Canada was being unfair, and then he went a step further, attacking Canada directly from the White House on Thursday.
The fact is, NAFTA, whether it's Mexico or Canada, is a disaster for our country. It's a disaster. It's a trading disaster. And we'll be reporting back sometime over the next 2 weeks as to NAFTA and what we're going to do about it. But what happened to our dairy farmers in Wisconsin and New York State, we're not going to let it happen. We can't let Canada or anybody else take advantage and do what they did to our workers and to our farmers.
Okay, so what is Trump commenting about here? Is he attacking supply management directly? No. What he's talking about is an attempt by Canadian dairy farmers, Canadian politicians and regulators to block or try and stop the import of a legal product from the United States. It's called diafiltered or ultra-filtered milk. It basically reduces the water content in milk, brings it down to the consistency, I'm told, of about maple syrup instead of watery skim milk substance, and it gets the protein concentrate. Cheesemakers love it, and companies like Parmalat and Saputo were buying it up by the millions of dollars a year. In fact, imports of this product went from about $2.4 million in 2012 up to $9.4 million in 2016, and so far in 2017, that's been cut by about 50%. Why? Canadian dairy farmers found a way to try and cut off that supply by agreeing to cut their price for skim milk that could be used in the same process. See, supply management says that you have to be paid a certain price, and these are all set. But now they're accepting the world market price far below the price that Canadian producers normally have to pay. It's all that also that they can compete with this American invention. Now, ultra-filtered milk was allowed into Canada duty-free because it came about after the 1994 NAFTA agreement. That agreement said any new product after this date, you can't slap tariffs on it. So the tariffs that we'd normally have on American cheese or milk products of up to 270%, they couldn't apply. The Canadian farmers didn't know how to compete. They didn't come up with this product. They didn't know what to do. So they took a huge price cut. It's all going to go to the World Trade Organization, and the Americans may have a leg to stand on. But here's the problem for Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. They've been busy trying to make sure that Trump isn't too mad at them. They've been busy trying to make sure that, well, we're on the good side of the Trump administration as he wants to renegotiate NAFTA. Well, Trump has been angered by what Canada did, and probably rightly so. We're cutting off our nose to spite our face with this move because now he's got his eye on other aspects of our trade.
I want to also just mention, included in there is lumber, timber, and energy. So we're going to have to get to the negotiating table with Canada very, very quickly. Again, just to tell you, this is another NAFTA disaster, and we're not going to let it continue.
Great. So now he's going to be targeting our softwood lumber, our timber, our energy resources, just after he agreed to allow the expansion, the building of the Keystone XL pipeline. None of this is good news for Canada. But politicians being politicians are going to continue to defend supply management. They're going to continue to defend the dwindling number of dairy farmers in this country, down from more than 40,000 when supply management came in to a little over 11,000 now, all so that they can keep votes. It's strange. All the parties do it. It's not just a Justin Trudeau move. Stephen Harper did it as well. And meanwhile, our timber workers, our softwood lumber workers, our energy workers are going to face strains as well as their industries are targeted. Trump is facing, as all presidents do, protectionist forces from Congress. They normally come from Democrats, but they come from Republicans as well. And both sides are going to try and lay onto this president to say, stop Canadian imports. It's a silly game. It's a no-win situation for Americans, considering how much of our products we send to them, how much of their products we buy from them. But this is the new reality. We should have seen this coming. We shouldn't have played a game of trying to do indirectly by taking a cheaper price for our dairy farmers. We couldn't do it directly. We couldn't block it, so they did it indirectly. In law, that's often not allowed. We'll see what the WTO and NAFTA tribunals rule. But the bottom line is the moves by the politicians and the dairy farmers in this country could be opening up a big, wide trade war. And that's bad news for Canada, considering we're 1/10 the size of the United States. If you like the Rebel video you just watched, make sure you never miss another one. Again, click here to subscribe. And if you've subscribed already, subscribe again so that you get our Rebel Canada YouTube channel. It's new.